Why do so many people get poorer after an economic crisis, while a select few seem to get even richer? It's a question that puzzles many. But the answer isn't about luck or greed. It's about mindset and understanding how the game of money is really played. Today, we're going to dive deep into the fundamental differences in how people think and act financially, especially when the economy goes sideways. This isn't just about theory. It's about practical knowledge that can change your financial future. Let's start with a concept that might be hard to swallow. Many of us are programmed from a young age to be poor. Think about it. What did you hear about money growing up? Was it money doesn't grow on trees, save every penny, or don't take risks? These ideas often come from our parents or grandparents who lived through tough times and developed a deep-seated fear of losing money. This fear gets passed down, creating a mindset that prioritizes what feels like stability above all else. We become risk-averse, clinging to a steady paycheck and avoiding anything that seems uncertain. But as we'll see, this so-called safety is often just an illusion. Here's the first major secret. During a crisis, money doesn't just vanish into thin air. It simply moves. It transfers from the hands of people who are fearful and don't understand the system into the hands of those who do. It flows from the emotional to the strategic. When markets crash and panic is in the air, most people's immediate reaction is to sell everything and hoard cash. They think cash is king, a safe harbor in a storm. But is holding cash really safe? In the short term, maybe it feels that way. But those who understand the system know that cash is constantly losing its value. There's a silent thief called inflation that eats away at your purchasing power every single day. While you're sitting on a pile of cash, feeling secure, the central banks are printing more money, making each dollar you hold worth a little less. The system is designed this way. Those who just hold cash are essentially paying a hidden tax, and they don't even realize it. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. What are the people who understand the system doing during a crisis? They see it not as a disaster, but as a massive opportunity, a fire sale. They know that widespread fear drives down the price of valuable asset stocks, real estate, businesses. While everyone else is panic selling, they are calmly and strategically buying. They're using the fear of the masses as their signal to accumulate assets at a huge discount. They're not reacting based on emotion. They're acting based on their understanding of economic cycles and mechanisms. This brings us to the core difference in reaction. The average person reacts emotionally. The news is bad. Their friends are panicking, so they panic too. They prioritize short-term safety above all else, even if it means sacrificing long-term growth. They sell low out of fear, and when the market eventually recovers and everyone feels confident again, they buy high, afraid of missing out. It's a perfect recipe for financial ruin. They are always one step behind the cycle. On the other hand, those with a wealth mindset operate differently. They focus on long-term positioning. They understand that economies move in cycles of boom and bust. A downturn is not the end of the world. It's a natural and predictable part of the cycle. So instead of reacting to the daily news, they look at the underlying mechanics. They ask themselves, where will value be in 5, 10 or 20 years, and they position themselves to be there, buying when prices are low and others are fearful. Another huge distinction is the relationship with work and money. Most people are in a passive position. They trade their time for money. They have a job. They get a paycheck. They pay their bills. Their ability to earn is directly tied to the hours they can work. This makes them incredibly vulnerable. If they lose their job, their income stream stops dead. They are essentially a cog in someone else's machine. Those who build wealth seek to break this link. They don't just want to earn money. They want to control cash flow and own assets. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. Even when you're not actively working, things like rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or a business that runs without your constant presence. Their goal is to have their money work for them, not the other way around. They want to own the machine, not be the cog. And this is where the concept of debt comes in, which is another area of huge misunderstanding. The programming we receive often tells us that all debt is bad. Owe no one, live within your means. And for high-interest consumer debt like credit cards or car loans, that's absolutely true. That's bad debt that makes you poorer. But there's another kind of debt, which the wealthy use as a powerful tool. Good debt. Good debt is money you borrow to acquire an asset that generates more income than the cost of the debt. For example, taking out a mortgage to buy a rental property. If the rent you collect is more than your mortgage payment and expenses, that debt is actually making you richer every month. It allows you to control a large, valuable asset with only a small amount of your own money. The poor fear all debt. The rich understand how to use good debt as leverage to accelerate their wealth creation. This all comes back to the idea of false safety. Clinging to a secure job, hoarding cash, and avoiding all debt feels safe in the short term. It's a comfortable trap, but it ignores the invisible risks that are far more dangerous in the long run. The corrosive power of inflation and, most importantly, the massive opportunity cost of not participating in the growth of the economy. By playing it safe, you're guaranteeing that your wealth will slowly erode and you'll miss out on the opportunities that create real, lasting financial freedom. Ultimately, the biggest difference isn't about how much money you have. It's about your mindset. When things go wrong, the poverty mindset looks for someone or something to blame: the government, the economy, the rich. It's an external focus that leaves you feeling powerless. The wealth mindset, however, looks inward. It asks, what can I control? What leverage do I have? How can I use this situation to my advantage? They focus on building systems, like creating multiple streams of income, so they are never dependent on a single source. So, how do you escape this cycle? It's not about making one single, brilliant investment that makes you rich overnight. It's about fundamentally changing your trajectory. It starts with education. You have to unlearn the fear-based beliefs you were taught and actively learn how money really works. Learn about assets, about cash flow, about good debt, and about economic cycles. You need to learn how to allocate your money effectively, how to protect its value from inflation, and how to structure your finances so you can stay in the game long term. Through all the ups and downs, poverty isn't just a lack of money. It's a self-sustaining belief system. Breaking free requires questioning those old beliefs, being curious, and constantly learning and adapting to the way the world actually operates. Not the way you were told it does. The game is happening all around you. The only question is whether you want to remain a spectator or learn the rules and start playing to win. Thanks for watching. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges conventional financial wisdom. Let me know in the comments which of these mindset shifts resonated with you the most. See you in the next one.